Bill Nighy has long been a master of subtlety. In Isabelle Coixet's The Bookshop, 2017, he delivers what may be his greatest performance. A role that quietly steals the film, becoming its emotional core while perfectly embodying the film's themes of alienation, societal power structures, and the suppression of outsiders. This is not a flashy role, nor is it the central one, but Nighy's work as Edmund Brundish, a reclusive widower who stands by the embattled bookshop owner Florence Green, Emily Mortimer, resonates so deeply that it defines the heart and soul of the story. Nighy has perfected the art of portraying the sad, bumbling, posh man, an archetype uniquely his own. He plays men who are simultaneously detached and deeply emotive, masking their pain behind aloofness, and yet, through the smallest gestures or vocal intonations, revealing an ocean of feeling beneath. In The Bookshop, Edmund Brundish is the epitome of this archetype, a man alienated from the village around him, socially awkward, and yet fiercely principled. Nighy captures his quiet dignity, his longing for connection, and his moral clarity with such grace that his mere presence lends Florence's struggle a sense of poignancy and hope. While Florence is the protagonist, Brundish is the film's soul, the one character who recognizes the injustice of what is happening and dares to stand against it. In a movie dominated by restraint, Nighy's performance radiates controlled power. His ability to deliver lines with understated sharpness, often conveying volumes with just a raised eyebrow or a long pause, ensures his portrayal lingers in the viewer's mind. The Bookshop has often been mischaracterized as a quaint, feel-good drama, a romanticized ode to books and small-town charm. This could not be further from the truth. At its core, this is a brutal, even horrifying tale of power, greed, and the destruction of an outsider by an elite class determined to protect their status. In many ways, it has more in common with The Wicker Man than with a cozy Sunday afternoon drama. Like The Wicker Man, The Bookshop pits an outsider with good intentions against a tightly knit and conspiratorial community. Florence Green, a widow grieving her husband's death in World War II, comes to a small fishing village in late 1950s England and attempts to open a modest bookshop. Her efforts are met with venom and mockery, led by Violet Gamart, Patricia Clarkson, a powerful local figure who schemes to wrest the bookshop's location for her own purposes. As in The Wicker Man, the town conspires to isolate and destroy Florence. From whisper campaigns to outright legal manipulation, the elite's efforts to undermine her are chilling in their calculated cruelty. The idyllic setting, the picturesque village, the charming shop, only makes the malice more unnerving. This is not a film about the triumph of small-town community spirit. It is a film about how tightly interwoven networks of power operate to crush anyone who dares step out of line. At its heart, The Bookshop is a devastating critique of upper-class domination. It shows how power operates not just in cities, but in even the smallest of towns, where the rich and influential wield their connections to control everything. Florence is not just opposed, she is systematically destroyed. Violet Gamart uses her wealth and influence to ensure that Florence's dream cannot survive, manipulating the law and the village's social fabric to her advantage. Nighy's Edmund Brundish, the only other outsider, recognizes this, but even his brave stand against the system ultimately proves futile. The film's ending is a masterstroke of realism. Unlike traditional narratives where the underdog triumphs, The Bookshop leaves us with a bitter truth. Those in power often win, and the system is rigged to protect their interests. The final scene, in which the conspirators look knowingly into the camera, is haunting. It implicates the viewer, forcing us to confront the uncomfortable reality that this story reflects real life far more than we might like to admit. The coordinated efforts of the elite to destroy Florence are not just the actions of a few cruel individuals. They are emblematic of a societal structure that protects privilege at all costs. In this bleak tale, Bill Nighy's Edmund Brundish provides a glimmer of hope, a reminder that not everyone is complicit in the machinery of oppression. His decision to support Florence, to stand up to Violet Gamart, is quietly heroic, and his death is devastating because it underscores the futility of resistance in the face of such overwhelming power. Nighy's ability to convey Brundish's anguish, his moral clarity, and his deep, if understated, affection for Florence elevates the film's emotional stakes. The Bookshop is not just a film about a quaint village or a failed business venture. It is a powerful allegory about class, power, and the crushing of outsiders. It shows how those in control use their interconnectedness to maintain their dominance, ensuring that no law, no principle, and no dream can stand in their way. This is why the film feels so relevant and so necessary. In a world where inequality persists and power structures remain entrenched, The Bookshop speaks a truth that many would rather ignore. Far from being a simple, whimsical drama, The Bookshop is a chilling and profound film anchored by Bill Nighy's remarkable performance. It deserves to be recognised as one of the most incisive and underrated films of recent years, a work that, like the best literature, holds a mirror up to society and forces us to confront what we see.